and welcome. We have Div C West coming at you from me, Weenus, and the most beautiful man on the stream, Ekdar. Welcome, Ekdar.
Oh god, I thought you were talking about Turd Herder.
Where is Turd Herder on the screen? That would be amazing. We need to get him in here for a triple cast. No, we are here for Tickle Me Tassadar versus Can't Counterpick Stupid, the 2nd seed, TMT, versus the 7th seed, CCS. What do you expect to see here tonight, Ekdar?
I mean, I would count Valkymer as one of my online friends, so I would like to say that we're going to see a close match, but it was kind of a walloping in TMT's favor during the regular season. I'm hoping CCS can turn it around this time, though.
All right, so we might see an upset. Could be going for the underdog. We'll see.
At one point, CCS was gunning for top seed in the division. They've fallen quite a bit to get down to 7, but I think they still have it in them.
Well, let's see. With the 20 people that they have on their roster, I think maybe they've selected their top 5 to bring into this contest tonight. We'll see. Welcome if you are joining us in chat. I see you out there, 7th Ace. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a quick look at the maps real quick, and then we'll pop into this game.
Boop. Hold up. Why is there a pineapple on pizza emoji in the game?
That is amazing.
I know you're not a member of C Division. Pineapple on Pizza was a bigger fight than Mareep versus Wooloo was, and apparently Blizzard has taken their side.
I tried to show it, but I realized I have lobby chat blocked for some obvious reasons, so I can't show you guys what that looks like. But that is amazing. That is definitely Pineapple on Pizza. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bands. That's not right. I have too many bands out here. Boop. I need to fix that. Too many bands. There we go. That looks better. All right, we have Tickle Me Tassadar. Since the higher seed, they wanted map pick. They banned Tomb of the Spider Queen and Volskaya. Then we had 2 bans from Can't Counterpick Stupid, Curse of Hollow, and Braxis. And then finally, the map pick we're going to is Towers of Doom, picked up by Tickle Me Tassadar. What do you think? Map pick, first pick? What's more valuable?
I think it depends on the team. My team, I think we prefer map pick, and TMT seems to be following that as well. Maybe they have a special strategy. They haven't played this map a ton, so I'd like to see them bust out something a little bit different. But it seems like in the real top tiers, they really like having hero pick.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at myself. 7th Ace. 3 blue bands. Interesting. Yeah, that was left over from last match. I apologize. Welcome, follow Deathshade. Cheering for that CCS. Super Spice. All right, we got a ready from 1, ready from 2. I think we're ready to go. Well, it's not the captain. I just like when people don't, like when the captain doesn't tell me, because I'm like, I don't know if we're ready, but we're going to run it. Okay. We are going in 20 seconds. All right, here are your teams. We're going to get into draft right after this. Towers of Doom. Tell me about your Towers of Doom.
I mean, this is my favorite map to play the Lost Vikings, but they've got a pretty dismal win rate. I don't think the move speed changes help them out any.
So do you think we're going to see TLV here?
I think it's really unlikely, but
yeah,
I would be violating the caster bylaws subsection on bias if we did see the Lost Vikings.
Could be. I wasn't able to do a lot of team analysis as this was a last-minute game pickup, but being so late in the season, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of target bans because these teams have done a lot of research against each other. We're in playoffs now, so I think we're probably going to see more targeted bans than map bans, but I could be wrong.
I mean, that's definitely a target ban. if nothing else, that's already stroking Ogle the Great's ego more than I think we're going to do all game.
That's true. That's a respect band. Caw-caw, caw-caw. There will be no cacawing from him. We might see the feed chicken, but probably not.
I think Feed Chicken is an unlikely ban. I think if they are going to go for another target ban onto Ogle, it's got to be Zeratul.
I was just thinking of other heroes that fly on birds or have birds involved.
I see. Other bird heroes. Rexar. He throws birds at people.
There you go. It's gonna be
Tyrande also throwing birds at people. We've got ourselves bird bans going out here.
Yeah, it's
I don't think that's likely to continue, but, you know,
a birdless
got
match.
it for the time being.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if they connect all the dots. ETC getting banned out from Counterpick. Stupid.
No birds there. Unfortunate.
Well, ETC does fly. If you go stage dive.
That's reason. It's falling with style.
That's right. It's the Toy Story equivalent. Zool rules in the chat. Go CCS. Dare to be stupid. That's a really good slogan. I should put that on a shirt.
That's clever.
But then people take pictures of me doing stupid things wearing that shirt. It's like, it kind of deserves it. There's a TLV ban.
I'm wondering, is that a respect ban or is that a disrespect ban?
I guess it depends on whether the players on Can't Counterpick Stupid play TLV. If they do, it's respect. If they don't, disrespect.
And this is the map pick from TMT, so it's a little surprising that they'd go for a targeted kind of shot in the dark ban like that. Johanna, not terribly surprising. She's by far and away the most played hero in NGS.
Anna checking in.
And Anna, one of the most played heroes in NGS.
Interesting. Getting a shout out from chat. Y'all better ban Silma's Nova. Actually OP. Alright, so we've done some research there from John Knight. Welcome to chat. Wono Hots, welcome back. Hashtag Wono believed. Yes. Yep. I remember that from last season. You can have surprising wins from Can't Counterpick Stupid, so even though they are the underdog, you are never out. 2 picks.
And the Sylvanas pick coming in. She's just kind of good in the meta. Like, you don't need to do anything special with her to get value, so I always like the Sylvanas pick. And Lunara is actually pretty highly prioritized by both of these teams. CCS opting to take it away from Serenian. And I like that, and she provides a lot of vision control on this map.
Very helpful. But yeah, like you're saying, Sylvanas, really, I mean, being able to shut down those forts, those bell towers, that has a lot of value when you're doing the rotation, trying to collect them all, or force your opponents to go somewhere else. It seems that your puppers agrees with me.
And that's only the small one. Imagine if the bigger one got into it.
Oh my goodness. Well, puppers are cute, so they get away with whatever they want.
It's true. You probably can't see them too much from the cameras right now, but...
TLV ban on the team that picked the map. Well,
yeah, that's quite a thonker.
there is the Li Ming poke ban.
That is another Ogle the Great respect ban, so that's 2 out of 3.
My goodness. All right, so we need a tank over here, maybe some assassins. Is Sylvanas going to be the offlaner? I think probably not, right? Probably
Seems unlikely.
Yeah, I should probably get more value pushing with a bunch of other heroes in a group, but there's our tank, Muradin. There's our offlaner, Chen. Whew. Are there any Chen banned talents right now?
There is, in fact, his level 20. I don't remember which level 20 because I don't play Chen, but there definitely is. Yeah, check in the NGS server.
All right, yeah, we'll just brush up on that just in case. Obviously, we're not going to call anything, but good to keep that in mind. Lucio,
I mean, if either team wins before 20, then it doesn't matter.
that's a very good point. Uriel and Lucio sporting that green. We got a very green team.
That is Purifying Brew land.
All right, very good. Thank you, BXA Kubiko, for the follow. I appreciate it. Olga Zera incoming? Maybe.
Nah, I was gonna say Greymane is one of the most played heroes for their team, so I'm not at all surprised to see that. Although we do see Ogle swapping over to Sylvanas, and Lunchbox taking the gray main.
Interesting. Well, I'm gonna give you the award, Chicken Honk, for calling that. Even I believe that you knew that. So you get the chicken honks for that one.
Shout out to Stats of the Storm for letting me spy on all of my potential coastal rivals.
Your frenemies.
Yes, especially Valk and Serenian. They're definitely frenemies of mine.
Yes. Yeah, I played the other day with Wraithling, and it was a lot of fun. And we're like, yeah, we're just playing some Storm League together. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll try and kill each other later in the playoffs. But for now, we're just hanging out, having fun. Which
there was.
Oh, go ahead.
So Ace and I, shout out to Ace in chat, were playing with Serenian the other day, and he kept playing after that. He ended up going 18-1 in games of Storm League on Lunara. So,
oh my
watch out
goodness.
for that pick later in the series.
Wow, that is a streak I would love to have. It would probably pull me out of bronze.
Almost certainly.
All right, here we go into the game.
Prepare yourself for battle.
On the left, we have Tickle Me Tassadar, where we have Lunchbox playing Greymane, Ogle the Great playing Sylvanas. We have Bashing playing the Ana, Serenian playing the Chen, and Broom Boy playing the Muradin. This is Tickle Me Tassadar.
And spawning in the red trunks, we have Counterpick Stupid with Johanna played by Valkamer, Gul'dan played by Caledorn, Lunara by Osprey, Lucio by Wit's End, and Yrel is played by Silma. They are your number 7 seed.
That's right, number 7 versus number 2. But all you need to do is get to the playoffs. Anything can happen. It is a best of 3. Let's see if there's any interesting pickups here. We do have grenade build from Ana. We do have that Echo Corruption from the Gul'dan. We do have that Sentinel Wisp extra radius increase. Alright. So it's just going to be Chen and Yrel beating each other up in the top lane. Oh, we're going to see, it looks like a rotation middle to bot from both teams, although it's a little bit slower from Tickle Me Tassadar.
I think there's going to be a lot of interesting things happening in the top lane. Both of those heroes have a lot of ability to kill each other and no ability to survive ganks at all. So, yeah, definitely be keeping an eye out on the top lane.
Yeah, especially with a Lucio speed increase and also just the amount of sheer burst damage that Greymane has. I could see possible ganks from either team. That's something definitely to keep an eye on.
I think maybe my voice wasn't quite sarcastic enough, but, you know, we'll work on it. We do see the faster wave clear coming out from the side of CCS, using that to just get to these lanes a little bit faster. Gives them the opportunity to position aggressively and try and pick up onto this camp, but ends up not being the case. Both teams just opting to take their camps. Although doing this means that Tickle Me Tassadar is going to lose out on a little bit of that XP in the bottom lane.
Still, both teams pretty close. It looks like Can't Counterpick Stupid is going to be able to claim their camp without getting invaded. It's going to be a little bit of a back and forth. Valkamer is in trouble. Is getting body blocked. Is very low, dropping down to 300 health, but manages to survive. That was a close one.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you don't pop D-Shield as soon as you think you're in danger.
I'm in danger. Yeah, you got to hold on to that sucker. Manage those cooldowns. Well, the pumpkins are getting cleaned out here by Tickle Me Tassadar, and they're going to push in their own, getting some structure damage out there. While Can't Counterpick Stupid says they want to basically make them lose some soak in the top lane. Interesting.
Yeah, getting the entire front wall is worth more than the little bit of XP that they're losing in the mid lane, but probably not by as much as you think.
Yeah,
Minions
it opens it up to... Yeah, and it opens it up to camps any more in the future. Like any other time they get camps in the bottom lane, they could possibly go down there. So
yeah, especially with Silph. With the objective spawning, we can take a quick look into the top lane. Both heroes are at over half health and have pushed in and done exactly 0 damage to the front walls. Pretty much exactly as you'd expect from this kind of a lane matchup.
That's the way it goes. I didn't catch that you were being sarcastic about the ganks earlier, but I do love it. Yeah. So it's gonna be Sylvanas trying to get that channel in the bottom. We'll get interrupted. It's gonna be Chen channeling in the top over there for TMT. Someone gonna get that channel. Now everyone's gonna fight over the bottom, which is claimed though by Counterpick Stupid. They get the extra shots in, 36 to 32.
Yeah, a little bit of extra time for Chen to soak in lane, but that's really only going to amount to about a minion or two. And even on a map like this where the objective isn't worth a lot, I think 4 shots is worth more than 2 minions in most circumstances.
Last time I did 4 shots, I did not think it was worth it, but that is something completely different.
A lot of damage coming out onto Lucio, but a commensurate amount of damage being put out onto Broom Boy. Both teams just going to step away and be content with the damage that they've done to each other and get back into a nice, relatively safe rotations coming out from both sides.
Interesting, yeah. Lucio almost taken to his wits' ends there, trying to heal himself, but does get up back to full again, and is being pesky on the front line. Doing a little.
We do actually have a 4v3 in the bottom lane as Sylv went to make sure that they can keep up on that bottom XP, make sure that they get caught up in that. But this gives Counterpick Stupid a little bit of an opportunity to put some damage in onto the front wall. Won't get nearly as much as TMT did with Sylv trait, but you know, every little bit helps. And now both teams are probably just going to gentlemanly agree to take their own camps.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see a whole lot of action unless it fights over these 2 camps pushing or until we hit 10. Both teams kind of slow playing it, although we are going to be fighting over a single objective this round. Altar spawning in 15 seconds. Where's First Blood going to come from?
We do have the much quicker rotation down from Urel, so that's going to be about 8 seconds where they'll have a mana advantage that they might want to try and take a fight on. Valkymer goes in with the Condemn, hits a couple, but isn't able to actually provide any really significant follow-up. A little bit of damage coming out onto Urel, but not a whole heck of a lot, and we finally have Serenity here to make this into the 5v5.
Here's the engage. It looks like CCS has to back off a little bit. They're getting low, but could be healed up by Lucio. Getting that AoE heals.
Ogle actually putting damage into the mercenary camp, which means they're not contributing to this team fight at all. That means, so Broomboy taking quite a bit of unnecessary damage, but he had to kind of keep that positioning. Serenian taking a ton of damage. Dagger's going to come out to keep him alive, but it's actually the counter kill out onto Urel. Still lots of damage put out onto Tickle Tassadar, and I think their combined health bars are still lower than that of Counterpick Stupid. They might just be able to win this fight on overall damage output.
Yeah, battle of attrition. They get the kill, but I mean, Lunchbox is down to 200 HP. And here we go. They're getting a big body block onto Murden, but Murden is going to get one heal. Trying to finish that off. There is the heal, but will they be able to get the counter kill? Oh my goodness, they do get a kill there onto the Johanna. They do get the channel though. CCS gets that channel. They're at 36 to 28, but about half a level ahead to Tickle Me Tassadar in the XP race.
Yeah, this early pair of objectives that CCS have gotten for them is nice. It'll help them into the later game, but it has put them about a half a level behind, which means they'll almost certainly have to see the next objective if it comes up quickly enough. Which, you know, as a person who plays this game on the regular, I should probably know how long it...
Here comes that gank! Here comes that gank!
Silma, you're not supposed to let that happen. You're Urel. And the spray coming out from Bashing.
Oh my goodness. Unfortunate for CCS, but it makes me seem like less of a fool. Although I'm always a fool, so what are you going to do? Alright, so that is the top camp that's going to be claimed for Tickle Me Tassadar. Meanwhile, getting that siege push by Counterpick Stupid on the bottom. Going to open that up a little bit. Here come a few members, though. I don't think they're going to challenge them directly.
Yeah, and the Sentinel Wisp would have provided them vision in plenty of time to actually identify that this is happening. So Osprey is in a little bit deep, but is going to be able to walk away. Good positioning by Valkymer to make sure that can happen. I would like to see them try to rotate up and take their own camp as they have their level 10s coming up.
Yeah,
a little bit of damage coming in onto the Urel from Ogle, but nothing that's should be significant during this next team fight.
Tickle Me Tassadar picking up Storm, Earth, and Fire, Wailing Arrow, Nano Boost, Go for the Throat, and Avatar. There's quite a few Go for the Throat targets, so that could be scary.
We have the 5-man invade coming in before Serenian's able to get there. A lot of damage coming out onto Ana. The Hui Hui is going to get Osprey out of there. And now actually CCS is the ones in kind of the weird position, but that's a really big Horrify going to come out and split that team off quite a bit. But there you go, as you mentioned it, is the Go for the Throat is going to take out Gul'dan. Actually, the Sacred Ground. I genuinely had to scroll over because I couldn't remember what that talent was called, and even that's not going to save Silma.
It's another 2 kills going out to Tickle Me Tassadar. They do claim that altar. It is a 2 altar phase, so they're going to clean up this mid push of the pumpkins, and then they're going to start channeling. They should be able to claim this without an interrupt. And that's going to put them even. Tied at 28 apiece.
Tied in shots, but up a level and a half at this point. Silver Trait, I believe, was used, so they're not going to have it for pushing in this building. But it's going to be the building going down in any case, unless a very significant defense is put out onto this. And a significant defense we saw. That's actually a lot of damage. I'd like to see them kind of chase this down. Lucio agrees with me. Bless Shield's coming off cooldown right now. Huge 4-person Condemned coming out, finishing that quest, and that's going to be at least 2 or 3 kills coming out from the side of CCS.
Lunchbox just got his lunch money stolen as Greymane and Ana go down. Looking for that kill on Serenian, and they do
finding it.
Get it. That is huge. 3 kills going out to CCS, and they're going to push down this this bottom fort. Well, maybe they can't. They don't have the wave with them.
They should. They'll have the wave in just a second, and there's not enough wave clear to really prevent this from happening.
Boss is up, just hanging out. Ooh, they gotta be careful that they don't get counter engaged on here. Out comes the fear. It's not gonna quite land where you want it.
Yeah, pretty mediocre Horrify coming out, not actually securing any kills or even putting anyone into a particularly bad position, and I don't think it was necessary for the disengage either.
But look at that XP disparity. It has completely been caught up, and now it's tied again for both teams. So, well played by Counterpick Stupid.
And they finally have good map positioning with this bottom fort going over their side. And we see, actually, Sylve hasn't decided if they're going to... Yeah, they're actually just going to cede defense and provide the fort damage. But this was identified by CCS, and they're going for the hard engage. There comes out the damage out onto Lunchbox. They are going to use the go for the throw, but it doesn't actually get the kill. Keladorn gets jumped on by Serenian, and that's going to be the kill. Ogle's going to get the channel at this point. Wit's End is going to try to stop it and fail, but that's actually going to cause them to die. I think it was a little bit too aggressive.
Someone looking for that channel is going to get it. So they do lose the team fight 2-1, but they do get more shots in return because they have that extra tower in the bottom.
But losing 2 heroes means that Tickle Me Tassadar is free to pick up this boss, and that's going to give them the 2-shot advantage.
Absolutely. And that was kind of a crazy engage by CCS. They were down talent tiers, so they just went for it. They got the first kill, but really good team fighting by Tickle Me Tassadar as they pull out the winners in that situation. Here's a siege camp invade, though. Very smart by CCS. If they can't get the boss, take what you can get on the map, creating some pressure. That bottom fort is so low.
Yeah, that would be funny if they just kind of traded bottom forts for a little bit. I like taking this camp. I'd be very surprised if they're able to push in and get these as shots, but it's a little bit of XP, and more importantly, it's just something that Tickle Me Tassadar can't take. The Silver Trade is going to turn this fort over for basically for free. There goes the nano boost out onto Ogle, deciding that this is the time to fight, but it looks like Counterpick Stupid is just going to take the free disengage and say, that's a nice 70-second ult. I think I will take it.
Yeah, this puts CCS in an awkward position because that bottom fort is now clearly exposed. Very low health.
Heroes.
And TMT was able to turn that back over while Serenian was soaking in the top lane, so... They've gotten a little bit of an XP lead from the kills that they've gotten, but the soak value from Serenian is really what's gotten them back into this game in a major way. And that's actually 2 forts turned over because, like you mentioned, just how low that bottom right fort was to begin with. Wit's End using the amp it up to get sped in there, deciding that's not the direction they want to go, turning right back around. Looks like they're actually going to try and get the double channel top lane. They're positioning to try and stop Lunchbox from getting the interrupt there. And that will be Urel certainly taking the top channel for basically nothing.
A lot of action going on in several different places. Gul'dan getting the channel on the top right.
Enough of this charade.
Bottom will go over to TMT, but that's a positive gain, I believe.
It is, but not by as much as you'd think, considering they were down that bottom fort.
That's right. Very, very close. I think it was just a 2-shot catch-up, something like that.
Yeah, Timmy Tassadar got 5 shots and Counterpick Stupid got 6.
Oh, okay. So it's only advantage of 1. That's the math I heard. But the 16 talent tier advantage, this could be hard to fight into. Talent tier advantage. It is a 4-man as Chen is still soaking mid.
It's the least interesting thing to watch, Chen double soaking right now, but it's the most impactful thing happening on the map.
it has really given TMT quite a large advantage. Now they're up 2 levels.
Chen is up 4,000 XP over the next closest person in the game right now. Just throwing that in for perspective.
Oh my goodness.
And while this is going on, they're still mounting the defense in the bottom lane. It's identified that there's only 2 people here, so I'd like to see CCS aggress into this a little bit harder, but Sylvanas is out taking that camp, just doing that same thing as before, making sure that that's something that the other team can't take. There goes the Urel ult, but she's going to have to leave that eventually. So, good ult there. We already saw the Blessed Shield come in. The beat drop is going to provide for the disengage, I think. Yeah, Keladorn is able to get out of there. Uses the Horrify to make sure that they get out of there, but still not able to turn any kills, still down 16 talent tiers, and still not converting that fort over. And we've got this objective spawning in 10 seconds.
Yeah, that fort still being up and pumpkins means you basically got to choose how you're going to take shots. Are you going to take shots from the pumpkins? Are you going to take shots from the altar? The best you can do is take down the pumpkins, try to bring down that fort before the channel goes out, but it's not going to happen. No.
Nope.
Not quite. Not quite. This is the comeback map, though, so never over till it's over.
That is true, and this is the map that you have to be winning for the longest to actually win the game. And I think both teams have been winning at different points in the game. At the moment, Tickle Me Tassadar is a little bit ahead, but not by an insurmountable amount by any means.
Yeah, a big team fight in late game can really change the swing of things, as you can pick up more of these towers, you can pick up the boss, you can pick up all these camps, and you can start getting the momentum that's really hard to stop.
I don't know if you've had the talents up the whole time, but looking at talents just a little bit, I personally don't really like Rejuvenecia. It's more burst healing from Lucio, but burst healing is already coming down to beat drop, and there goes actually the really quick engage out onto Ogle, taking him down. Valkymer gets the nice stun. There goes the Panda Palace, however, is going to save Serenian. The Horrify coming out just a little bit too late to stop that. But they are going to try to use this now mana advantage that they have, and huge Ruinous Affliction coming in from Gul'dan is going to force everyone to Tickle Me Tassadar back, and this should be the fort turned over in the favor of CCS.
A lot of hero damage coming out from Lunara. 53k so far. Next highest on the other team is 32k from Sylvanas, so they are putting in a lot of damage in these team fights. The poison bros with Gul'dan and Lunara, just poison everywhere. Watch out. Here we go. New altar is activating in 12 seconds. It's going to be a mid and a bottom. Waiting for the gank here. Using Selma as bait. Not quite enough.
Not, but this is actually a really good position. For the most part, Tickle Me Tassadar has to come in through Urel, which is exactly where she wants to be right now. So there comes the nano boost out onto, wow, Sylvanas, who just immediately gets blown back up from that double damage over time. Serenian doesn't have Panda Pals up, is going to get forced out as well. Broomboy is able to run away, but that is the really solid 2-0 out in the favor of Tickle Me Tassadar. They're really showing up in the late game here. Keladorn getting massive value with this Ruinous Affliction.
That's exactly what Counterpick Stupid needed to get back in this game.
They're back in the game in a really big way.
Bringing the total now to 7 core health for TMT. A lot of damage going out onto Panda. Panda Boy. Chen, whatever his name is.
Is going to be able to use the stagger to get out of there, but not going to be able to use Panda Pals to stop any of that stagger, and actually getting, oh my god, they're down to 4 core shots. Boss is now lethal for the side of Can't Counterpick Stupid. It looks like they're not heading for it yet, but that makes Boss an ever-present threat from the side of Tickle Me Tassadar.
Yeah, Urel, got to be careful not to be too far out. It's going to be a Boss check here from Tickle Me Tassadar. I don't think they're going to start it. I think they're going to wait and ambush. And this is something that, you know...
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Kelador, no!
Gul'dan steps right into the trap and goes down hard like a bag of potatoes. But I mean, someone has to deal with those pumpkins bottom, right?
Tickle Me Tassadar, I mean, yes, but they move so slowly that just Tickle Me Tassadar is going to get the boss, which is 4 core shots, which is great. It means that there's only 7 left for the side of Can't Counterpick Stupid, but more than anything, it means that they're not on the map any longer. That is 2 core shots going over in favor of Can't Counterpick Stupid, which means that turn-in is now lethal, basically regardless of what happens with forts. They'd have to lose every fort to not have lethal off of a turn-in. Looks like they are going to position to try and get a little bit of damage in on top lane. I think this is more XP than anything else because TMT is still winning the race to 20. They are going to put a lot of damage out onto this fort. It's not necessary. I would like them to actually back out and just try to get a better position on the map here. They are losing now the race to 20. Soma gets caught up a little bit. Pops ult to try and survive just a little bit with that 50 armor. Is going to survive for a while. The beat drop is going to soak a lot of damage. But we're not seeing the immediate blow up that we've seen in past team fights. Ogle's going to be able to blink out of there. And Silma is the first to go down, even with all that armor that they had. Ogle getting a lot of damage put out. Serenian's able to use the Panda Pels to mitigate all that stagger damage. And this is almost certainly going to be a channel coming out from the side of Tickle Tassadar.
Yeah, they didn't have Gul'dan with them, so that was a hard fight to take for CCS. But they are going to lose Valkymer here, and that is going to be a staggered death, and that's rather unfortunate. That's going to make that
a gigantic stagger.
That's going to be really hard a defense for Counterpick Stupid now, as we see Tickle Me Tassadar going into the bottom lane. They're going to retake this tower down here, and it's looking pretty close to being done, but it's never over. One team fight. We need 20s for Can't Counterpick Stupid. They're going to try to find that, hopefully, before they fight. I think they just need to let this tower go. It doesn't matter anyways. You only need 2 shots to win.
They only need 2 shots to win, but Greymane is getting potentially those 2 shots. It's really unlikely with the amount of wave clear from the side of Can't Counterpick Stupid. However, they don't have bottom fort, and that's where the next objective is spawning. So for the moment, Tickle Me Tassadar has an incredible positional advantage on this map.
Need to stall out. 10 more seconds. Get Johanna with you. You can have an honest 5v5 underneath the tower with pumpkins coming, though. So how fair is it? How long can you delay? Here come pumpkin boys. Let's see if they can hold them off.
Actually popping the nano boost to try and force these pumpkins in, but that is the overextension coming out from the side of Tickle Me Tassadar.
Oh, big fear lunchbox going down. Oh my goodness. Down goes Greymane, down goes Sylvanas, down goes Jen. And this is a chase.
I don't know if I've ever seen a game that can be summed up with literally just a single talent.
Oh
but if there's ever been a game, it is this game, and that talent is Ruinous Affliction.
And that is GG going over to Can't Counterpick Stupid, as all the members of Tickle Me Tassadar are down, and there is an altar spawning.
Keladorn dancing in the lane, Osprey dancing in the lane, Wits End and Valkymer literally just standing still, making Silma do the hard work. But that is going to be game number 1, going over to the number 7 underdogs, Can't Counterpick Stupid.
My goodness, what a comeback. Well, you see it every once in a while, the comeback map, and this is exactly why. Because comebacks do happen, and it came all down to that last team fight. So close. Oh my goodness. Goliath, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it.
You know why I'm really excited that Can't Counterpick Stupid won that?
Well, you're mad that Can't Counterpick Stupid won that?
No, I'm very glad.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Why? Tell me.
2 reasons. 1, I think they'll be an easier opponent in Coastal Playoffs if we get there. Shots fired. But more than that, I know that Valkymer and Can't Counterpick Stupid were feeling a little bit meh going into this match. They've been feeling just a little bit off for a couple of weeks now, and taking out possibly the best team in the entire division in game number 1 has got to give you a confidence booster.
Absolutely. If you've been down and out, like a win, sometimes that's all you need to kick the morale back up a notch and kick things into overdrive. You know, there was a few missteps from both sides, but that team fight, crazy combos from CCS ends up winning. The game was 21 minutes and 32 seconds. 93k hero damage coming out from Lunara. That
is so much damage.
That is scary business. Greymane Lunchbox 46k. Just so much damage. Yep, really ramping up. All right, so looks like Lunara might be ban fodder for next round. We'll see.
Or a high priority pick from Tickle Me Tassadar.
Right. Could be. Could just steal it. All right, so game number 1 is going over to Can't Counterpick Stupid. I'm going to whisper and see if we can... Oh, I'm just throw this on the maps. I'm going to whisper and see if we can figure out where we are going for game number 2. Oh, they're on it.
So they're making the lobby?
It says... They might be. We'll see if they do. It says we're headed to Shrines, TMT map pick.
Nice.
All right, so let's get that logged.
So,
yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that means they're going to do it or not. But I'll start making it anyways. Let's do that.
yeah, good point coming out from 7th Ace. That's actually a 10-game losing streak broken from Can't Counterpick Stupid just now. They'd, yeah, as mentioned before, they have not had a particularly great end to this season, so to see them coming back in such a big way is a good sign for them.
Oh, they didn't ban it. They picked it. There we go. Well, I mean, we had three bans from Tickle Me Tassadar at the beginning of the stream, so now we have 2 picks and 2 bans.
That's interesting.
This thing's gonna be blue.
So, for clarification, TMT pick map pick?
That's right.
All right, TMT's got map pick.
Swap team. Let me just confirm that. We're headed to Shrines, TMT map pick. Yeah, there we go.
All right, so TMT doing as my team would do in most cases and opting for map pick. And I think this is a map that would favor TMT a little bit, if for no better reason than I think that in general their team fighting was a little bit stronger. There was certainly some really good team fights from Can't Counterpick Stupid, don't get me wrong, but I think on average TMT was winning more team fights than they were losing.
I think TMT was winning more team fights where the wombo combos weren't landing in succession. But when Can't Counterpick Stupid landed all those wombos, which is, you know, a little bit higher burden of execution, then it went their way. But I think you're right. I think, you know, if you can avoid some of those wombo combos, Tickle Me Tassadar might have the just more gusto, more chutzpah, if you will, in the random 1v1s and 2v2s that break out during team fights.
I believe it's pronounced chutzpah.
Chutzpah? Like that?
Yeah. A little bit more emphasis on the but I don't think anyone's going to fault you too bad.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't have our camera on for when we both made those noises, but
yeah, mine's got a thin layer of saliva on it now.
Yeah, I gotta wipe down my monitor after this and be like, oh, awkward. All right, so we're just pulling people in into this game lobby for Infernal Shrines. But did you know, Ektar, that NGS has a Patreon?
I did. I don't give them any money because I try not to give anybody any money.
Don't give anybody any money, but do watch this. We will be referees. Thank you for reminding me.
Not that it matters a whole heck of a lot.
Well, you know, sometimes we need to be able to resume the game and talk to the players. All right, and I believe we are making Silma the captain. Is that right? Let's see. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Can't Counterpick Stupid. They must be stoked.
Yeah, it's always got to feel good to win a game after a losing streak, win your opponent's map pick. Like, things are just kind of coming at Millhouse for CCS right now.
Okay, so it looks like the winner of this game will be playing Paraloot, as Paraloot knocked out Piecemeal. Paraloot is the 3rd seed in the bracket.
That is correct. They were able to make the reverse 2-0 sweep from their match yesterday, which is to say that they lost game 1 and then won games 2 and 3. It's hard to have a reverse sweep in a best of 3.
Absolutely. Welcome everybody to chat. If we haven't shouted you out, Shredded Win Gunny 576, 7th ace, posting all the shots fired, 10 loss streak broken. Well, if you're gonna break a losing streak, you might as well wait until playoffs to do it, as long as you make it in. All right, let's see.
I will say one thing I forgot to mention. Game number 1, can't counterpick stupid coming in strong with the portrait synergy.
Right.
Like, not only do they have all the same portrait, they've got only 2 colors for their portrait borders, and they have them red, blue, red, blue, red. Like, they've got all the synergy going on right now.
That's true, and I don't think they have any control over where they appear in that list. So the red, blue, red just happens to be luck of the draw, I suppose. We need 30 seconds before we can get into our next game, so that's fine. I'm sure there was probably several pants changes that might need to happen in between games. Oh, I forgot to turn my light back on. Wah,
Oh,
wah,
I know 60
wah.
seconds haven't passed yet, so Bashing picking up the Tassadar portrait before the stream would have actually alerted him to do so. That's a pretty good pickup there, making sure that they get the portrait synergy as well.
I mean, that could have been all that they were missing, but it also stacked them in a color organized way as well. Green, green, teal, teal, red. Oh, yeah, there it is in chat. We're ready to win now. We got our portrait synergy. GG no re. All right. Okay. All right, here we go.
Shoutouts to TT Porky, who also is here.
Welcome, TT Porky. You're here too. These are your teams. Get ready for game number 2. Infernal Shrines! Thank you for the follow, Deathshade. I appreciate it. And welcome to the Moist Cast? Question mark? Oh, okay. I have a joke for you, Ektar.
I've never been more ready.
Did you listen to the beginning of the last stream?
I did not.
Okay, then you haven't heard it. Hopefully. Okay. Why did the chicken cross the road?
I haven't the foggiest.
To get to Keanu Reeves' house. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
The chicken.
I'm not sure that if the implication is that I am in fact Keanu Reeves. If so, you flatter me, good sir.
I have never seen you and Keanu Reeves in the same place at the same time. I like to tell Ektar he looks like Keanu Reeves, who is a very, very handsome gentleman.
He's also just a wonderful kind of guy, it seems like.
He is. There is that Medivh ban again from Can't Counterpick Stupid. They really don't want to let him in, as well as the Morales and the Ana bans.
Yeah, I've got no comments at all about the Mama Morales ban. This is not a particularly good Juice Pirates map. I don't know that they've run her a whole bunch. Flabbergasted.
Well, the last...
And there goes the very respectful Gul'dan ban. No surprise there. He's even better on this map than he is on the previous one, and he literally was the reason that Can't Counterpick Stupid was able to win a lot of those team fights.
Yeah, I don't blame them on the Morales ban though, because the last thing you want to do is you lose the first game when you're projected to be, a higher seed. The last thing you want to do is lose the second game and be out because of weird cheese.
The crusade calls.
Perfectly allowed in legal cheese, but Juice Pirates is a little cheesy.
Leave your opinions now in strategy discussion.
Oh my goodness! I mean, they also banned
not in suggestions, mind you. Strategy discussion.
That's right. I mean, they also banned the TLV, so I think they're on to some of the Can't Counterpick Stupid off meta plays, and I think protecting themselves against it. And I don't think that's a terrible idea. ETC.
So we
and
have
Anduin.
the Johanna and the ETC coming out, these two single most played heroes in all of Nexus Gaming series. And the Anduin pickup, who I think he's just everyone's new darling. He just does anything that you want him to do on the team.
Well, I think tonight we're going to have a lot of bashing on Anduin, if you know what I mean.
I mean, his mouth doesn't move when he talks, so take that for what it's worth.
I'm just, bashing the member from Tickle Me Tassadar. Moving on.
Oh, no, I get it.
Okay, it's just not funny. I love Ektar because it's so dry and it's like matter of fact. I can't tell when he's kidding. And everybody knows when my jokes are not funny. Rhaegar and, there's that Lunara again.
A little bit of respect ban coming out from the YRL also. She was good. I don't think she's much the reason that they were able to win. She is better, I think, on this map just because it's an even more point control kind of a map, but a little bit surprised. Maybe it's just trying to get CCS off of their comfort heroes. And the Kerrigan ban. I don't know that TMC runs a lot of Kerrigan, but if you are, this is the map to do it.
There's Sonya and Zeratul. Sonya, super good at clearing the shrine. Although,
and Ogle, super good at Zeratul.
that sounds super scary, actually. Lunar has a talent to reveal with poison, right?
Yeah, but that means you got to get poison on him first.
Is that something worth picking up here?
I think that's the talent you take on this map anyway. The Wisp is a little bit harder to position to give you a lot of value, and Hippity Hop has never been good. And Tarawa buff coming in, Silma picking up the Phoenix. That's an interesting choice on this map. He does do a lot of splash area damage, which can help you to take the Shrine Monkeys down, but there goes the world's easiest Jaina draft pick. I can't think of something better to put inside of a Void Prison than a Ring of Frost.
Maybe a Mosh. I don't know. Whew.
Maybe some photon bombs coming in from Anduin.
Yeah, some light bombs. Oh my goodness, this could be huge. Maybe a leap. Maybe we'll get a leap. We won't get a leap, but it would be fun to see. Maybe we'll get a leap. Who do you think has the? I think we have more wave clear from Can't Counterpick Stupid, but I think we have more setup and possible blow up from Tickle Me Tassadar. What do you think?
I agree with that analysis completely. I think it's really going to be on. It's going to be CCS's onus to not die. And it's going to be the onus of Tickle Me Tassadar to make sure that they do die.
Thank you so much for the follow, Ghost Dunk. We're getting into game 2 of Tickle Me Tassadar, 2nd seed versus Can't Counterpick Stupid, 7th seed. This is game number 2, Div C West. Here we go. On the left-hand side, we have Serenian playing that Sonya. Lunchbox, I believe, is that the Jaina? Looks like it. Broom Boy playing the ETC, Ogle the Great playing the Zeratul, and Bashing playing that Anduin.
And spawning into the red trunks, we have Valkymer playing Johanna, Wit's End playing Rhaegar, Osprey playing Lunara, Caledorn playing Kael'thas, and Silma playing Phoenix. They are Can't Counterpick Stupid. But let me bring it in nice and quiet now. Bashing, you didn't W the wall before the game started. You're not running with scissors. How could you?
All right.
Looking at the level 1 talents, we do have the Warpaint coming out from Sonya, the Prog Rock, pretty much all standard level 1s coming out from the side of Tickle Me Tassadar. Of note, Great Cleave. We are going to go into Cleave build, and not the single target blow up, which I think is correct for what they have drafted here.
New Lightning Shield getting picked up by Rhaegar is going to heal off of that damage, 30%.
And for the...
Oh, go ahead.
For the side of Can't Counterpick Stupid, we have, again, all pretty standard alts. No Bronze League Flame Strike Convection coming in from Caledorn. We do have the mobile offense, which I think is the standard these days, and they did decide to go Sentinel Wisp on level 1 for Lunara, so... Shows you what I know about Revealing Toxin, or whatever it's called.
Well, gonna get that extra vision. Let's see if it works out for them. Maybe it can help them avoid getting set up for some Void Prisons.
We actually have Silma in the top lane going to be laning against Serenian. I think that's probably a fine matchup as long as you don't get speared like just happened. Trading pretty evenly, but Serenian's going to win this basically as long as he can do damage to Silma, so pretty unfortunate there.
Whoop.
But back down into the mid bot lane, we do have now both teams killing their bottom lane. It looks like Tickle Tassadar is going to stay and pick up the bottom lane before rotating up. Can't Counterpick Stupid is actually going to be the first ones getting on their camps. This is something we saw a lot in the previous game. Can't Counterpick Stupid putting just a little bit more emphasis on getting their camps taken quickly. Although it looks like we have the bottom camp actually being taken by Tickle Tassadar. So prioritizing the slightly slower bottom camp in the neutral position instead of the faster their own camp. Volkerman's going to try and run in there. Sees that it happens, decides they're going to go. It gets a big condemn. Teleron chunking out a lot of damage, and now it's a 4 versus 3, so they are able to get that successful invade.
Wow, that was a big camp steal. They lost like maybe 1 minion or maybe 2 minions in the wave as they got that first camp, but that was a great steal. I love it.
Ace, you know I had to make that joke. I saw Gunny and her earlier.
I really appreciate that Hector says trunks for each team. Shout out to TV. Yeah, I enjoy it too. I enjoy everything about Hector. He's wonderful. NGS's newest board member. Ooh, in the top lane, there's Sonya. Landed some hits on the Soma. Soma trying to force back a little bit. We will have the shrine activating in 14 seconds, and we are going to see the bruiser camp getting picked up real quick here by Can't Counterpick Stupid as we see the siege camp getting picked up by Tickle Tassadar.
Yeah, and being that this is closer to the objective, this is just going to be a little bit faster that Can't Counterpick Stupid is going to be able to set up on the objective. Sentinel Wisp trying to get into a place where it can start providing some good vision. Osprey immediately going to start clearing out the shrine. And not opting to go Siphoning Toxin this game, picking up the Nature's Culling so they can take out the shrine minions a lot faster, but only about 10 minions or so before Tickle Tassadar is going to start positioning so that they can get their own shrine minions. But prioritizing clearing the camp before actually trying to get anything done in there.
We're going to see 10 stacks of Mana Addict as Lunchbox is taking a lot of damage. Does get the Yank-a-Dank from Anduin. Sitting at 9 for Fingers of Frost. This is 24 minions already surrendered. Down to Can't Counterpick Stupid. Can't Counterpick Stupid. There's some poke damage coming up from Soma. I don't think they're going to be able to challenge them on this. And I think Can't Counterpick Stupid will be getting the first objective here.
With honestly very little contest coming out from the side of Tickle Tassadar. Granted, it is the first objective. It's not going to do a ton of damage, but it's still an objective, some damage onto the front wall, and they basically gave it up for free. They were never in a great position to do anything. Really good spot dodge coming out from Ogle to actually not get stunned out by that boss, but this is going to be the entire front wall coming down. Maybe going to do a little bit of damage onto the fort, maybe try to get the well, but they can't do a lot more than this, even though that the buildings are shut down.
There's a big triple stun there from the Punisher. Gonna
Yeah,
chase them off.
and,
I think they might get this fort, yeah. I think they
Yeah.
can.
They couldn't right up until that big root landed. That's when they could.
Well played. In the meantime, it's been Phoenix and Sonya alternating between mid and bottom, trying to get all that soak. Camp is up here for Can't Counterpick Stupid. They're not moving on it right away. Gonna clean up this middle lane first. I think then they'll transition down onto it. A little bit of a lead here, maybe no, not by much though, for Can't Counterpick Stupid, but they really have a decent siege advantage, structure advantage.
Another salient point coming in from 7th Ace in the chat. It's actually the 2 most recent board members casting together.
Oh, nice. That's true. And also, one of the most likely to get fired board members currently casted. It's also not you, it's me.
What I was about to say, what did I do?
Oh, you know it's not you. In the top lane, now it's going to be Zeratul versus Phoenix. What does that matchup look like?
I think it looks like it's going to be a very skill-dependent matchup, and I don't watch enough of Soma's play to know whether or not he has the skill to do it. If he does not take damage in between scuffles, it'll go very well for Soma, but if Zeratul's able to get a nice combo onto him, it could basically take almost his entire remaining health pool.
Yeah. Got to play it a little bit safe, and I think that's what's going to happen up in the top lane, although Zeratul looking to possibly bait them out a little bit.
I do like Soma playing very passively right now, not pushing up even into the middle, going to come down and help just get the really fast clear mid before rotating up. Maybe going to help pressure this mid wall just a little bit. But no, he's just going to head straight back up into the... Not going to head that. Look at me not knowing anything. Actually going to use their 10 advantage to try and push this mid wall down.
10s are up. There's a camp in the top lane, though. It's going to have to be responded to at some point.
We've got all... I was about to say all standard ultimates coming out from the side of Can't Counterpick Stupid, but they picked the meme beam.
Oh my goodness. We got Leap. We got Leap, Mosh, Ring, Holy Word Salvation, and Void Prison. Okay, so we're setting up for a wombo combo from Tickle Me Tassadar.
I mean, there's actually not a ton of interrupts for Holy Word Salvation. There is the Condemn and the Blessed Shield, which are two really good interrupts. But past that, it's Gravity Lapse, and that's it. So they could actually get a lot of value out of that Protected, by the way.
Question. If you hop on Lunara over a Mosh with Leaping Strike, will you, if you hop directly over it, will you get caught in the Mosh?
No, you are unstoppable while leaping. I'm pretty sure of that.
Alright, good to know.
We do have the level 11 team fight coming in over the bottom point. I would love to see Can't Counterpick Stupid come very lightly into this because they have a lot of pressure in the top lane. Ogle has been standing still long enough that they're completely invisible. Keladorn maybe notices the weird pathing. Doesn't. Silma, do you notice? No one noticed the weird pathing around the Zeratul. That is going to be the Void Prison onto the primary damage healers. The Leap is going to land as soon as that ends.
Oh my
into the big Ring of
goodness.
Frost. The Unstoppable is going to keep Osprey alive for just a little bit. The Meme Beam coming out from Silma gets almost entirely stopped by the cinematography from Anduin. And that is the clean 2-0 advantage for the side of Tickle Me Tassadar. They should probably rotate someone to the top lane because this is going to start dealing a lot of damage. And there goes Ogle to do just that. But that is going to be the objective for sure going over for the side of Tickle Me Tassadar.
That photo finish of Sonya midair with that leap. Very, very smart. As soon as that Void Prison ends, you're going to land. You got everybody exactly where you want. And oh no, here comes Planet Cracker. Down goes Johanna.
That's so unfortunate. Valkymer, you could see the intention to flashlight and then pop trait and then just pull back with it, and you just didn't pop trait in time.
Didn't quite make it. And that will be the bottom fort going over to Tickle Me Tassadar. They have baited the Punisher far beyond, which will get a little bit of siege damage, but not too much. Very close to 13s for Tickle Me Tassadar, so they will start having that talent tier advantage for a moment as they clear out this bottom siege camp. Top camp has been cleared up by Ogle.
And we basically have both teams kind of resetting to a neutral position. Zeratul's in the top lane, so I would be a little bit surprised to see this engagement come out from Tickle Me Tassadar. Some damage coming out onto Bashing, but they're able to disengage pretty well thanks to Broom Boy and his one-trick ETC. And both teams just going to try and clear out the other team's camps relatively safely.
13 has been swept up into the possession of Tickle Me Tassadar. Broom Boy leading the charge here into this mid fort, taking down the towers. Valkymer trying to do what he can to force them back, but they got what they came for. Just a little poke here, a little poke there.
Looking at the talents real fast, the Ice Bearer coming out from Jaina, and 3,850 chilled hero damage at the 10:30 minute mark, the 10-minute 30-second mark, which is like, this is a top of C division team. You would expect that to be a lot higher. Like, I don't imagine Ice Block is going to be finished before the next objective, and you really want that by about this time.
Yeah, the damage has been a little bit low for that. Overall, hero damage is kind of low across the board here for Tickle Me Tassadar. We're seeing a similar thing from last game where the hero damage is a little bit low, the kills are higher. Eventually that damage from Can't Counterpick Stupid keeps ramping up. So we'll see if that's the case, but for right now they're getting out-damaged, but they are getting those kills.
They are, but as the game goes on, it's going to be more important for Jaina to actually get that improved ice block.
Absolutely. Yep.
You see Pyromaniac coming out, so continuing the pretty normal Flame Strike build coming out there from Kel'Thas. A bit surprised to see Energy Royal. I always like another win for the extra range because it gives you a bit of a faster projectile speed. Ogle is sharking around from behind, seeing if he can get a little bit of damage. There goes the engage, and that's the gigantic 3-person Void Prison. We do have the disengaged meme beam, but that is not a mosh pit. There goes the immediate blowout onto Kael'thas, not able to save himself even with that shield. Ogle goes in there trying to damage out Silma. Silma is not quite able to do it because of the life grip. And that is just the second really good blow-up facilitated by Ogle's blink into Seeker in the Dark, blink into Void Prison.
Yeah, might have been able to get more than 2 kills there. ETC also caught in the Void Prison, but well played by Tickle Tassadar. Once again, picking off 2 for none. And catching 3 in that Void Prison. That's pretty huge, right before the objective.
And yeah, that's the really big thing about this. Yes, kills are fantastic. Yes, it gets you closer to 16, but this is now the world's freest objective for Tickle Tassadar. There's no way that can't counterpick stupid should ever really be able to come in and engage on this. They still have Mosh Pit available, they still have cinematography available, and they're up 16. Like, it's just everything's going TMT's way right now. And it looks like they might even not try to save the top fort. They might try to instead just off-push in the bottom lane of this camp and try to take a fort for a fort and defend it keep wall instead.
Yeah, they know they're not going to win. They're also down talent tier. Well, they were down talent tier for a second, so instead they push elsewhere, which I like.
Actually trying to take both forts, and I think this is a pretty smart call. I'd like to see mid lane start hearthing. I'd like to see both of them start hearthing now. This is already free forts on both sides, but they're actually just continuing to push, it looks like.
Oh, you are not going to win this race, I can tell you right now.
They are pushing in 2 lanes compared to the other team's 1. Valkymer is backing, Silma's backing, the damage dealers and Wits End have not yet decided that the time is nigh. Now making that decision. A little bit late, I think. This means that the front wall is already down.
I think they probably lose a keep here.
I think it's a doable defense, but I think it's going to be a little bit rough. Valkymer getting the successful pull and unstoppable this time, but pulling back so far that I changed my mind. The keep should go down here.
Thank you so much for the raid, Muhammad of 33. I hope all of your matches went wonderful tonight. And here is the engage from the Punisher. It is jumping in. Down comes the ring. Out comes the Meme Beam. Out comes Anduin's ring. And it's going to go down first. It's going to be Lunara who goes down. And the Punisher's already on the core, but it does have full health. I think they're going to be able to not go down here as long as they are careful and don't lose any more here. We've only lost 1. But that was a big trade.
Thank you so much, Jinxie Cat and Bahamut, both of you, for subbing in at Tier 1. As a reminder, it is currently September. All new Tier 1 subs, continuations of subs are 50% off, so go ahead and subscribe to your favorite Moist Winners, your favorite Bahamut Gaming. I don't know if Jinxie Cat streams, but if they do, you should go stub over there too.
Absolutely. Check out both of those fine people. They are the best. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you quite a bit. All right. So, what do you think about that trade? A fort and a keep for 2 forts. I think it's probably better than getting nothing.
It certainly is. I think if they backed a little bit earlier, and don't bother with the bottom wall in, they just put out the damage onto the Punisher a little bit faster. They probably still lose the keep, but they make a better fight of losing the keep and maybe are able to make something happen. As it was, as soon as the Punisher jumped, they had to back out so far with Valkymer's D-Shield that they had to just cede to keep the rest of the way. So I think there was probably a better play there, but it's not a bad play. They only lost 1 hero. They didn't lose any core damage, and they were always probably going to lose top keep. So I think it was a pretty good play.
Absolutely. Gonna go grab that top bruiser camp and then go down for the flank. Let's see if Can't Counterpick Stupid can see it coming, if they can prep. If they get set up with another one of those Void Prisons, they could be in super trouble.
Osprey is going to get leapt on, and there's the blow up before the Ancestral's able to come out in time.
All right, so now I think Tickle Tassadar could push if they wanted to, or they could just continue to paint the map blue if they want. They see this bottom siege camp is open. Plus, there has to be a defense in the top who can't counterpick Stupid. Is there going to be a play for this bruiser camp?
No. There might be from the side of Can't Counterpick Stupid, but even then, I don't really think so. And definitely not from Tickle Me Tassadar. They are looking to play Knife, Safe, Soak 20. They know they have all of the map advantage in the world to do so, and no objective yet to fight over. So they just want to try and get level 20, take that incredible advantage. We now see Can't Counterpick Stupid coming to try and take this objective before or rather, take the camp before the objective comes in. And TMT probably know that this is happening, are going to put some damage in onto the fort, but really prioritizing getting just to the objective as soon as it spawns so they can try to win this objective for as free as possible.
Yeah, delay this fight as long as you win it, as long as possible. Let that camp push. They have to clean up this camp in the bottom, which they almost done. But here's the big fight. Gonna happen over this objective. Down a talent tier. Can't Counterpick Stupid. Has to fight this, though. And they're going in 19 versus 20.
Big whiff coming out from Ogle, though. Actually hitting nobody in the Void Prison for the first time this game. That's been most of the setup that they've had for teamfights, so let's see how they're able to do a teamfight without that giant setup ult that they have. Serenian taking a ton of damage going on to Silma. Ring of Frost hitting nobody once again. This is now Can't Counterpick Stupid's fight to win, I think.
Here comes the Sonya Leap, putting out a lot of damage, but there goes the Ancestral. And it's a huge mosh. That will eliminate Jaina. Down goes Phoenix, and down goes the Nara. And the chase continues. They are out for blood. Wit's End just barely avoiding that route.
Level 20s picked up during that fight. Wit's End snap picking. Oh, actually not even Wit's End. That was Johanna picking up the Storm Shield equivalent there. So they will end up trading out this objective, and they trade out a little bit not in their favor. Ogle is backing. They don't think that they can end, so they want to try and make sure that they protect top keep.
Camp still pushing. Camp still pushing. This is going to be a rough defense, but at least they have everybody. And it's going to take Ogle a little while to come in there and rejoin them. Once again, I think they're probably going to lose another keep here, but they got to be careful not to lose everything. They still have 16 seconds for two of their Lunara and Phoenix to come back into this fight, so you got to be careful.
A much better pull from Volkamer this time. Only pulling it to the front. That's genuinely where you want it to be, so you can still stand behind your building for that map positioning. Actually trying to now pull it back towards the keep. That would be a pretty good play if they're able to make it happen. Doesn't take the bait, and the Punisher isn't going to get this keep without additional help, and it looks like Tickle Me Tassadar have made the decision that they don't want to take that fight quite yet. There is a lot of jockeying for positioning going on right now, but it looks like they're just going to back off, maybe take this camp, and then push out the other lanes, put the map pressure back out onto Can't Counterpick Stupid. While we've got a minute, why don't we talk about our level 20 upgrades?
Absolutely, yeah. The Storm Shield was picked up on Rhaegar until after the fight happens, so in the middle of combat, especially as a healer, it's hard to pick those talents because you want to keep everybody alive instead of, clicking through your talents list. So I don't know if that would have made a difference, but I do like the Storm Shield. That'll give them a little extra survivability in the next team fights coming up. So we'll see, but we do see a play that's coming down here in the bottom lane for this bottom keep. This is Tickle Me Tassadar's game now. Like, I can see why they're playing a little bit passively, because they don't want a team fight that could win or lose the game when they can win with map pressure.
Yeah, I like their positioning between mid and bottom. They need to clear mid occasionally because they are down a forward in that lane, so they have the periodic catapults. But other than that, they're putting pressure in the bottom lane, which is already very weak, and they have catapult pressure pushing in the top lane. So really good just general map positioning coming out from Tickle Me Tassadar. One thing I do want to point out in particular is the Shadow Mending. 60% healing off of spell damage dealt to heroes means that every time Zero Tool has been brought below this game, he could just bring himself right back up.
Interesting. Yeah.
Also, 42 globes on Mana Addicts. That's a big honking shield that Keladorn's able to bring up.
We still don't have that Frostbite complete. It's at 11,000.
Yeah, I don't want to throw shade at Lunchbox, but this is genuinely maybe the worst Frostbite I've ever seen from a player of his caliber.
I mean, you don't always have the opportunities, and every game is different. So sometimes you get picked off first in the fights too. So it just really varies. I'm sure Lunchbox was like, I would like 15k too, guys. I'm trying. Ooh, there is a big Void Prison. Let's see if the setup. There's the leap. There's the ring. Down goes the Phoenix, and there goes the Mosh, and it's going to be an instant deletion there for Phoenix and for Rhaegar. A lot of fire getting spread around, but Valkymer is in trouble, down to 900. They're popping the Unstoppables. Got a little extra health still. That shield's about to fall off, and Valkymer is about to go down. KT dies at the same time. That is a 4-man kill and a spray. Coming out here from Tickle Me Tassadar, and with the respawn timers the way they are, that should be it for game number 2.
God, I hope you can still hear me. My game is freaking out right now. Can you hear me in the chat?
Yes, we can.
Excellent.
I can hear you. And that is going to be it. I think it was too many ults used at once.
I would love to comment on that team fight because there was a lot of sounds that came in all at once, but unfortunately I couldn't see anything for the last 40 seconds or so of that game.
Oh my goodness. Well, it was it was the ultimate wombo combo setup once again by Zeratul. Ogle laying down that void prison, Sonya jumping in the air, ETC ready to do his mosh. Like, it was like the Jaina ring came down, everything landed perfectly, and the wombo combo really won that game. 13-1 though, the team fight solely in the hands of Tickle Me Tassadar.
Yeah, they nerfed the wormhole that last patch that they touched their tool, but they did not touch the Seeker in the Dark, and that was the engagement for most of those team fights. Blink into Singularity Spike, into blink onto the Singularity Spike, into Void, and then death.
And then death. Yes. It's really hard to survive all that. Grievance, thank you so much for the subscribe with Prime. And for the follow, R275 Delta. I appreciate it. Once again, Jinxie and Bahamut, you guys are the best.
And thank you so much again for that raid, Bahamut.
Yes. JC, JTA, or is it ITA? JTA, thank you for the follow. KPB321. Oh my goodness, that raid from Bahamut. It's craziness. All right, so we're going to get into game number 3. This is going to be the tiebreaker between Tickle Me Tassadar and Can't Counterpick Stupid. One of these teams is going to continue forward in the playoffs, and one team is going to have their season end. And I could see it being either team, and I can bet that probably Zeratul is going to get banned next next game, but we will see, because the impact there was ginormous.
Yeah, I'd be more surprised than not if Zeratul didn't get banned. Like, it's not often you can go, yes, this person won the game, but I'm pretty sure you can make that claim about Zeratul in this previous game.
Yeah, for sure. I think there was only really one time that the Void Prison was missed, a big whiff, and that's a fight that Can't Counterpick Stupid, I believe, won.
They started to win, and then a really big mosh pit turned it around on them.
All right, we're gonna have a little bit of strategy talked here between the two teams about what they're going to be doing if they want the map pick or the hero pick. Both, you know, it could be argued both ways. Let's take a look at the maps. I gotta modify that last win real quick though, and we can take a look and see what maps are left to play.
Well, we still have Sky Temple.
Yeah.
I believe we still have Battlefield of Eternity.
Mm-hmm.
And
Dragonshire and Alterac, and that rounds out everything that's left.
I would guess that it would be maybe Dragonshire. CCS have played Dragonshire 5 times this season, which is the same number of times they played Shrines. However, Dragonshire is one of TMT's more frequently played maps as well. I guess it's just if they think they would be more comfortable on that map than their opponents.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll just have to take a look and see where they want to go with that.
I think, you know, Alterac Pass, I think, might be a spicy pick for CCS. I think their macro play has, in general, been a little bit better. And on a map of that size, it's a little bit harder to run a blow-up comp like that. But, I don't know, I guess we'll find out here just as soon as Volcomer lets us know.
I minimized your camera. You're back. Sorry.
Oh, my.
Yes! Full screen Ekdar. Are you going to be coming out at BlizzCon at all?
I will very likely be at BlizzCon, but I will not be attending BlizzCon. Once again.
Well, either way, we get to see you, so that's going to be exciting, and I promise we won't make you drive us to go get drunk Taco Bell at 3 a.m. in the morning anymore.
Don't you threaten me with a good time.
Oh my goodness.
And I promise that I won't slink up and know who you are before you know who I am again.
That's true. It was very surprising because Ektar had this picture of, he had short hair, didn't really have much. I don't think it was a beard at all. And then
I was still in the Navy at the time. There was no facial hair.
And then at BlizzCon, he's like, I see this guy walk up. He's got long hair and a big old beard. He's like, Weenus? I was like, hey, who are you? And they're like, he's like, I'm Ektar. I'm like, of course it is. I couldn't see it with your disguise. You're a very well thought out disguise. All right, we are going to Dragonshire. And this...
All right, I guess they do feel more comfortable on that map. Or perhaps they just feel less comfortable on the other remaining maps. So jot that down.
All right.
Was that a CCS pick or was that a TMT pick?
It was CCS.
Oh, interesting. Opting for map pick this time.
Yes, indeed. I always get confused because the maps are not in alphabetical order. So I'm like, where is this map? All right, so we're going to get this lobby set up real quick. And get these teams in here, and we're going to have the last game of this very, very close series.
Yeah, I think if you, and this is a weird thing to say, but I think if you don't look at the team fights, that last game was very close.
Yeah, those wombo combos, when those were executed correctly, it was really hard to get out of that alive. Like a good case scenario is escaping with like 2 heroes dead, and it could have been more. And then, as you saw towards the end, the worst case scenario is where you lose all your heroes, all your players, and then eventually the game. So, that's really rough when everything lines up like that.
Hello, Kaleo. We don't know each other. I've seen you in a couple of Twitch chats, but I don't think we've interacted particularly more than that.
Welcome, Kaleo. Glad to have you in chat. Great setup, Yar. People can complain all they want about Kira, but Zeratul still the most busted hero in the game, especially at high elos, says Goliath. Interesting. Okay.
I think that Maiev might disagree with that sentiment, but I might be a little bit biased because I have a one-trick Maiev on my team.
Well, there you go. All right, let's see if we can get these. Oh, are they creating a lobby? Seems they also made the lobby.
Oh my!
And we are
lobby then.
And we are 10 in it, so let's leave, and they can invite us to that. Oh no! He just said, but we're leaving. No. Oh my goodness. All right, I should just remake the lobby again.
All right, let me pull up the stats of the storm, see what they like to run on this map.
Yes, show us.
Oh, I don't want to say because I don't want to give away the drafting strategy.
Okay.
But I will say that I like what I'm seeing coming out from some of these drafts.
Okay. I too like what I'm going to be seeing out of these drafts here. Are we going to see something off meta perhaps? Can you say that?
We might see some heroes played in some ways that are going to make some people in chat happy.
Okay. All right. That's...
Potentially. It can always change. Things can always get picked or banned away. But based on what I've seen in the history, I might enjoy this game.
I keep forgetting to turn my light back on. I'm like, oh, this is all comfortable. And I'm like, oh, wait, I'm missing a light.
So the light in the room that I'm currently in has 4 bulbs in it. A few hours ago, only one of those bulbs actually was illuminating the room. We've been kind of letting it go. Like, 1 light bulb goes and you're like, it's still fine in here. 2 light bulbs go and you're like, I get used to this. The 3rd light bulb goes and you're like, all right, it's too damn dark in this room. Let me change all of those light bulbs.
I live in a cave, and then you're thinking, what if that last light bulb goes out? What will we do? All right, let's get these captains set up here. All right, we have a full lobby. We have the right map. I think we're getting very close to this last match in this last game in the series. My voice is going, so I'm going to shout as loud as I can, and then tomorrow I won't have to talk to anybody. They'll call me and they'll be like, hey, Weenus, blah, blah, blah. I'll be like, I can't say anything. And they'll be like, what? I'm like, I can't say. And they'll be like, all right, forget you. I'm going to send you a text message. And I'll be like, thanks.
Can people in the chat see the in-game chat right now?
No.
That's a shame. All right. So responding a little bit to chat, Goliath Online, TMT didn't push their mana advantage because they didn't have the heroes to do it. They had to win team fights, or it was all ogre now. I want to agree with everything you say in there. They really didn't have the heroes to just go and do things out on the map, but I will have to disagree. It was not all ogre now. It was all ogle now. That one's for you, Venus.
I love puns, so I appreciate it. I appreciate all the puns. I love jokes that you make them and you just kind of groan a little bit. Checking in with the team, see if they're ready to go. Looks like we have a ready from 1. Just need a ready from 2. I was so disappointed with the ogre joke. I went to go edit it, but alas, my mistake is public. Yes. Kaleo says, I have a light bulb that went out in my kitchen a few days ago and I still haven't changed it yet. It's okay. I procrastinate too, Kaleo. Yep, CCS ready? Okay. All right, launching in 20. All right, as you've seen before, these are the teams that we are about to see. Good luck, have fun. Let's get this game 3 going. Dragonshire. My husband is gone. This voiceover lady is kills me.
Yeah, I like the map update with the exception of the new voiceover.
I mean, this map, it's kind of like a little bit like whatever. When you start playing a Garden of Terror, she starts saying some weird things like, my children long to feel your touch, and you're just like, you're kind of creepy, lady. So at least it's not quite as bad as that.
I kind of like it. If you're gonna be a little weird, why not be a lot weird?
That's true. That is true, and that's why I'm weird all the time. You want to hear my dying goat again?
I may live to regret this because I am the proud owner of 2 stupid dogs, but
Very good, very good. Chickens all around.
he heard it and ran the other direction. So we do have the Medivh target ban coming out in this game, not yet respecting the Zeratul from the previous game.
Well, they have a second ban, so maybe they're going to use it there. Don't worry about it, Goliath. I also vote for Ektar to be president, so there it is. The huge respect ban. Zeratul.
I will say this leaves Rexar up, and that's scary on this map.
Yeah.
I would be more than a little bit surprised if we don't see Serenian lock in the Rexar.
Just thinking about it. Does Counterpick Stupid, do they play Rexar?
Probably. I don't know for sure.
I'm glad you enjoy the rubber chickens, Kaleo. So do I.
Well, there's the Falstad coming out from Lunchbox.
Getting a little bit of a
an
global
interesting
presence.
case. I think I thought Ogle played the Falstad for them, but seeing Lunchbox on at the moment, it could switch. I'm not going to be happy until I see a Rexar somewhere on this screen, either picked or banned.
KT coming out and Murden.
I shake my head at those picks. They're not bad picks, but they're not Rexar on this map. This map and Braxis are the only 2 maps where genuinely winning the solo lane really means something, as opposed to just not losing it. And Rexar does that better than just about any hero in the game.
And I believe Rexar has been banned in this series already, right?
That's a
Maybe
phenomenal
not.
question.
I can't remember if it was this match or the match previous, because I just went back to back, and so I get them all kind of mixed together, so...
Jinx Cat, I apologize. I don't mean to get dogs excited on other streams. It actually happens to me all the time watching Bahamut's stream whenever he brings Bandit Cam up. My dog will see it. Freak out. But...
I freak out when I see Bandit Cam. That's one of my favorite things. All the woofers in chat. There's Chan.
Are you or are you not following Bandit on Twitter?
I am. What is it? Bandit Games?
Bandit Gaming 19, I think, something like that. We do see once again the Chen ban coming out. I think it's a very respectable ban. Chen does a pretty good job of winning in the solo lane, and the Tyrande ban. This has been run by Counterpick Stupid on this map in the past, but I don't think it's integral to their strategy.
Also, Anduin getting picked up again. A very popular healer tonight. So is Lunara.
Has been played every single game.
There's the Rhaegar from Wits End again. So who knows? Maybe they feel like this comp will work a little bit better in this smaller map. I don't know.
Yeah, and it looks like I don't believe we're going to see what I was hoping for, which was a main tank Uther play on this map.
But you did get your Rexar.
I did get Rexar, so I appreciate you, Serenian, for doing that. And Ogle is going to be picking up Li Ming, one of his many high skill cap, heavy carry heroes. So not totally surprised to see that. And once again, we have the Y-Rail coming out from Silma. So pretty much the same as they ran in game number 1, isn't it?
I believe the KT was different. Maybe not. But yeah, who knows? Maybe they're like, all right, well, it worked game 1. Let's go back and try it again for game 3. See if we can make it stick.
Bahamut coming in with the Bandit emotes and also correcting me, it's Bandit Gaming 12 on Twitter. Make sure you go give that a follow.
Absolutely.
Because that is the most wholesome content on the entire internet.
Yes. Not as many tweets as Baha, but are they more quality? I don't know. They're all good. Which draft do you like better?
Honestly, the one that has Rexar in it.
Yeah, okay. I can see that. Well, at least there's not the huge wombo combo potential that they had to fight against last game. Now they're just going to have to fight against the constant pressure of Rexar Rexing that top lane. Let's get into it.
There's still so much combo potential coming out from TMT. But I'm going to go ahead and let you talk about those people real quick.
On the left-hand side, we have Bashing on Anduin, Ogle the Great on Li Thing, Lunchbox on that crazy bird, Falstad, Broom Boy coming in on that Johanna, and in the top, Serenian on Misha, and also Rexar.
And spawning in on the red trunks, we have Murden played by Valkymer, Kel'Thas played by Caledorn, Lunara by Osprey, Wyrel by Silma, and Rhaegar being played by Wits End, Literal Potato. Never have truer words been spoken.
What about a potato now? I'm lost.
You have chat off. That's right.
Oh yes.
Lunchbox typed literal and then potato emoji in chat.
There are all the potatoes. All right.
There's so many memes that you're missing out on, Linus.
Well,
I'm surprised.
I never know when Valk is gonna go full sweary, so I just leave the chat off. I should probably keep it on for more often.
Morales is banned out. I think you're fine.
Absolutely.
Checking out the level 1 talent picks, we got third wind once again. Mana Addict being picked up on Kel'Thas, a little bit of damage being put out on Valkymer, but he's got third wind. He's gonna be fine.
That first win, that second win, and that third win.
We do have the electric charge coming out for Rhaegar again. Blizzard, you madmen, you finally did it. You convinced us to take Aether Walker. And it looks like we've got the start of Bird Box build coming in from the Feed Steed and Laws of Hope. Never happy to see it. I like the CC protection. I know it's a better defensive ult as far as just heal throughput, but the CC prevention from the shield is incredible.
Yeah, I like going increased movement speed on Rhaegar all the time, just because I like to get in people's faces and then have enough movement speed to actually get out of trouble.
Wits End gets chunked on that camp, is gonna take the second quickest way to the Hall of Storms, get himself top back up, and we see just a really significant camp clear put out onto the side of Counterpick Stupid, but this is going to let them take a very early Dragon Knight in the side of Tickle Me Tassadar?
Almost. Ogle almost gets it. Rexar putting in work on that top shrine. It's going to be hard for Yrel to take that back. And there is the first Dragon Knight taken before 2 minutes, going over to Tickle Me Tassadar. And we are on the move as Li Ming hops in and heads down into the bottom lane, looking to get some siege damage down there.
Yeah, not much to say. Just they left a little bit too much map pressure for Tickle Me Tassadar taking those two camps that early in the game, and we see the Anduin spray coming out Just a little bit of casual BN, just in good fun, of course. But with as early as this Dragonite is, they're really not going to be able to do a lot with it unless they happen to get a pick. They do get a nice little kick onto Lunara, but a little bit of damage coming out onto Can't Counterpick Stupid, but nothing that they're not going to be able to absorb. Are going to get most of this front wall, all of this front wall, but absolutely nothing more than that.
Yeah, bottom lane is interesting. If you control the bottom lane because you've eliminated the other player's fort, like it gives you access to these camps both here on either side, but also this bruiser camp down here in the middle. That pushing towards the keep is a lot more dangerous. Ooh, here comes False.
Selma dies in the top lane.
Ooh, Lunchbox helping Rexar get that kill. Dangerous combo.
Yrel was just taking a lot of damage in the top lane because they're laning against Rexar, and you just kind of have to as a melee hero. And so with the extra assist from Lunchbox flying on up there, that is going to be the easy first blood in favor of Tickle Me Tassadar.
Yeah, I mean, you can trade back and forth with Rexar, but all that damage is going on to Misha, and then Misha gets healed right up. So it's like, all right, this is more of like a not a very fair trade. So I think maybe Yrel might need some help from time to time. Competing with that, but Rexar is a monster on this map, and I think that's why you like it so much. It's so good. Bruiser Camp getting picked up from Tickle Me Tassadar. That is going to start pushing for TMT. Bruiser Camp getting picked up in the bottom by CCS. Also,
Yrel actually rotating down into the mid lane, losing out a lot of pressure in top lane as that Bruiser Camp is going to start barreling into that top wall. Heading on up there now, but
it's going to be a little late.
Yrel does not have particularly good wave clear.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to beat that camp down, for sure. Hopefully they're feeling that they can get more push with this camp in the bottom. That camp is getting blown up and is almost down.
Yeah, as it turns out, Li Ming and Feed Steed together have more wave clear than Yrel does. I never would have guessed it, but, you know, the numbers are in at this point. Undeniable.
Falcomer getting pulled back in and does get blown up there by Falstad. That's 2-0. Kills favoring Tickle Me Tassadar. There goes Falstad. Flying up to the middle. It's going to start channeling, using that global to secure the second Dragonite of the match.
Yep, and a 5-minute Dragonite is, you know, about 2.5 times as strong as a 2-minute Dragonite, so we'll see what they're able to do with this one. They do have the weakened bottom fort already, which they are immediately pushing down into. Osprey is on the wrong side of the law, is able to take a long path around that fort and not get kicked into oblivion.
Hippity hoppity and slowing down that dragon. Barely avoiding that impact, but this fort is going to be taken by TMT, and they are getting close to 10. They have a full level lead.
Yeah. And in the most interesting lane on this map, we do see Yrel get brought down low enough that they just have to tap in lane. There's no gank happening, no extra damage from anywhere else, just taking damage in lane and having to tap. So it feels bad.
Was able to clear out that camp, though, before it took the towers, so at least he'll have a little bit of retreat to make there, but that oppression from Rexar will continue probably for the rest of the game, at least until that top 4 is down.
Checking the level 10s out on the side of Tickle Me Tassadar, Wave of Force. We've got Mighty Gust. Not yet decided from Anduin. We've got Blessed Shield from Johanna, and we've got Hangry Misha getting picked up by Rexar.
Bestial Wrath, Hangry Misha. I love it. Your names for talents are very entertaining.
That is naming things different things is kind of a Lurk Patrol special. You should check out our Discord sometime.
I will have to. Now that folders are a thing, I can actually have as many Discords as possible.
Lunchbox coming out for the attempted gate out onto Silma, who had already left.
Ooh, getting a little
is going to get jumped down, however, by Broom Boy. Silma pops ult to try and survive, does barely with the help of the Ancestral, and that's actually going to be Falstad getting put out of position and taken down first.
That's the first kill on the board here for Can't Counterpick Stupid, and they're hungry. They want more, but Silma is taking too much damage, chasing a little bit too far. Wit's End is going to get caught as well, and down goes Rhaegar. There's the Phoenix popped onto the ground, trying to get some zoning, but not before two members of Can't Counterpick Stupid are dropped.
I think that's a really common mistake from a lot of teams, is when you get a pick in a fight, especially early in the fight, that you try and parlay that into more kills, but Can't Counterpick Stupid after that kill were in a pretty awkward position. They were split up kind of badly, and they were a little bit low, and so when they pushed into Tickle Me Tassadar to try and get more kills, they actually ended up sacrificing two of their own. But looking at the ults out on the side of Can't Counterpick Stupid, we do have Avatar, Phoenix, Hui Hui, Sacred Ground, and Ancestral Healing.
Here's going to be a big fight down in the bottom, and it's going to be, well, no, now that, oh, here comes the Gust from Falstad, kind of collecting everybody together. Down goes Lunara. Here comes Anduin's healing everybody up, and it's going to be, oh, Caledorn is caught in a bad spot. And that's another 2 kills going over to Tickle Me Tassadar as they pick up this bottom camp with Bribe. A little bit of firepower. They grab the bottom shrine. And they have 13 talents tier advantage. Here comes
so the
Falstad.
cinematography definitely got value during that last fight. Don't get it twisted. But can you imagine if there was a light bomb on that Johanna? That would have just been an incredible amount of kill potential. I think they would have gotten at least 1, if not 2 more kills out of that team fight. Volkamer stepping up to try and stop that Dragonite, which does end up happening. Lunchbox does have to get the life grip to get him out of that positioning. Avatar coming out onto Volkamer is going to keep him alive during that engagement, and the Ancestral is going to pop him all the way back up. But while this is happening, Li Ming, full teleport build, is able to go ahead and take that camp on the opponent's side of the map. Urel's going to have to go and clear that camp, and now this means that they are short on people to try and get the defense. We do see Osprey in the bottom lane to try and get that conversion. Valkymer gets caught out of his leap, but is able to walk out of there. Will heal up over time with that third win. Wit's End is able to get out as well. All in all, a pretty clean defense coming out from Can't Counterpick Stupid. It was scary, but they made it work for him.
Yeah, able to steal back that bottom objective. But for how long? Johanna's back here claiming it up once again. And the Madness middle will continue all again. Unless Urel thinks that they're going to have a shot at getting this top.
Urel never gets this top lane.
Not against
Never.
Rexar. Here is the fight.
Urel tends to agree with us, which is why she's now in the mid lane. Serenian a little bit slower to get here. The disengaged Gust, who is actually going to push Simul out of their Sacred Ground. Volkamer's going to have to walk away, maybe tap up if he's got it. Silma's charging in really hard, but a little bit alone. Osprey gets the charge from Nisha, gets brought down really low as well, and this is Tickle Me Tassadar with the higher health bars and likely a kill out onto Silma. Cinematography is popped, but no one was missing a lot of health, and there was not a lot of damage that came in against them. It's another case where I think that a Light Bomb would have been a better ultimate. I can't fault Tickle Me Tassadar because they're winning by a pretty significant margin, but I feel like they could be winning by a little bit larger of a margin.
Yeah, getting close to 16s. It's going to be a 3-level lead. Soaking that up, and the bottom lane Dragon is just walking all over these minions. They've already cleared out the fort, so they're going to be walking onto the keep walls, which are already pretty beat up. So this looks like going to be a good push here as Rexar claims the top fort, pushing everywhere.
Silma with the unfortunate decision to leap in behind the Dragonite, gets kicked further behind the Dragonite and CC'd unto death.
Treated like a soccer ball. Urel goes down. Dragonite about half health. Big orbs coming in from Li Ming. A little bit low on mana.
The second time Osprey was able to not get kicked by the Dragonite just by good positioning. There goes the Gust to just free up a little bit of space for them to try and force down this bottom keep. They don't have Nisha, so it's an even fight as far as numbers are concerned, but it's hard to fight down 4 levels with the scaling.
There goes barely missing.
There goes the Calamity, and that is going to be Li Ming resetting. Not a lot of mana to actually continue doing things with that reset that they got, but they're going to use the bribe from Lunchbox to just put out consistent map pressure. And when you're ahead, get more ahead, and that's really been the way that Tickle Me Tassadar has just played this entire map.
Yep, they haven't let it down at all. They are leading 10-1 kills, so they are basically winning all of these team fights. They've had the level advantage pretty much the whole game. Past 10, picking up all these camps. So much pressure from Rexar all the time. It's really, really tough. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I get the quick control 2 from you? I want to point out the siege damage coming out from Rexar, almost as much as the next 2 heroes combined from the side of CCS. So really just bullying the lane in a way that they do not have an answer for.
Yeah, you just put Misha up on the point, and you keep Rexar in the lane, keep soaking, rinse, repeat. Craziness. Let me pull up some healing stats here. We got 37k heals from Anduin, 33k from Rhaegar.
I had not yet noticed the mirror ball. That's a pretty interesting talent choice. I don't see that very often. Normally, if you see a arcane missile talent, it's usually the oh god, I'm terrible. The one that makes it if you hit 3 that it does extra damage, right? Isn't that the standard talent on 16? I don't know Lee very well.
Could be. I normally go orb build because I'm terrible. So all of my talents revolve around that. But yeah, it seems interesting. Getting more of those magic missiles in. Getting 5 instead of 3. But also cycling through your mana.
Soma immediately popping ult in the bottom lane is likely not going to be able to get away from this. Held the point for a little bit, but otherwise just kind of stood there and waited to die. Wit's End tried to come in for the save, is not able to do so, end up sacrificing themselves as well. Ogle looking to do a little bit extra damage, can't really take Volcomar out 1v1, even up 3 levels. Some damage getting put on onto Osprey. Lunchbox is going to follow suit, and it looks like they want to maybe put Broom Boy. Nope, Lunchbox is going to be the one getting back in the Dragon Knight for the 4th time, I think?
I think so.
I think it's been Falstad every time.
Yep. Here he comes. Going to be marching mid or going to go bottom for the win? Looks like we're going to go bottom for the win.
Yeah, it sure looks that way. It's going to be really hard for them to try and beat 3 levels of scaling, now 4 levels of scaling and level 20s, so if they're able to make this defense, I think it's the single most impressive thing that happens all game, but let's see what they're able to do. They do have a lot of damage out on their side, potentially. Soma comes in, bops the Sacred Ground, now pops the Sacred Ground, gets kicked out of it immediately. Dragon Knight's already down to half Osprey, and Keladorn doing a ton of damage out under that DK, but the core is falling really fast from the side of CCS, and that looks like it's going to be game number 3, and the series probably going over, definitely going in favor of Tickle Me Tassadar.
And there it is.
And I've got all of the hate from my lack of Leeming talent knowledge coming in just at this moment. I appreciate it, you guys. I know it's not hate and it's just help, but not a hero I play. I shouldn't have said anything.
Secret 7. Fireflies, the fast Q build. I believe that's new as well. I think Fireflies is something that just got changed in the latest patch update. Well, there you have it. 12-1. Tickle Me Tassadar takes the series,
completing the reverse sweep in our best of 3.
Absolutely. And it looks like so they will be playing Paraloot next week in the next round of the playoffs.
That is correct. Yes.
So make sure and stay tuned for that announcement. We will see how far they go. Who knows? Maybe the whole way. That will knock Counterpick Stupid out of the playoffs. But GG's to both teams. We had some exciting plays, clearly, from both. But yeah, that siege damage that you were pointing out earlier, 138k ending out for Rexar. My goodness. What a beast. I can hardly bear it.
Though they did lose, I don't think you can say anything negative about CCS's play. Oh, you can always say negative things. You can't say too much negative about CCS's play. They did play exceptionally well during this series, especially compared to some of the recent performances. Taking game number 1 in not the most convincing fashion, but they definitely were able to secure it in the end. Game number 2 was a little bit shakier, but it was very close. It could have gone either way until right up in the end. But game number 3, not especially close, unfortunately, went pretty much all TMT's favor. They just kind of rallied that momentum back in game number 2 and just rammed it into game number 3.
Really playing the macro game well with Rexar in the top lane just being an unstoppable force, and then the use of Falstad both in bribes and in flying at key opportunities, getting a gank on Yrel in the top lane, flying to get the Dragon Knight after forcing can't counterpick stupid off of some of the objectives, being able to get those channels, really played the map well. I think it was a good example of how to play it.
Speaking of Falstad, make sure everyone goes ahead and reports Lunchbox for being the only person to die on the side of Tickle Me Tassadar during that last game.
Right, feeding. Well, with a name like Lunchbox, I mean, you got to feed somebody, right?
Lunchbox playing the feed steed. Not too much you can expect there. Did about as well as you might have expected.
But no, honestly, really good play there from both teams.
Yeah, genuinely.
All right, let me put this into the Mapperoonie real quick. Boop. That is a win for Tickle Me Tassadar. All right, so let's take a look at, this is the final maps that were played, and let's see if we can get a quick interview here from Can't Counterpick Stupid.
Yep, as soon as we start the interview, you are in fact going to lose my face. I'd apologize for that, but I'm probably doing you a favor.
Oh, let's see your face real quick before we lose you. Look at this man. Zesty. All right.
Oh god, if I could be compared to Zest, I might actually die.
Are you allergic to anything, Ektar? I know this is a weird question.
No, not that I'm aware of.
See? He's perfect. In every way. All right. Let's hop on over into NGS somewhere. Maybe we'll just go hop into Lobby 1. You'll probably beat me there. And see you there in a second.
Yep.
All right. Do I still have chickens?
Intentionally stalling, moving out the lobby just so you'd get here first.
Very good. Very good. All right. I'll let Serenian know that whoever's hopping over, and we can ask them some questions. I hope you have some good ones, because mine pretty much revolve around. Oh, hello! Welcome and congratulations.
Thank you.
You are moving on in the playoffs. Second seed. You guys are going to be playing. You guys are going to be playing Paraloot next. That's correct, right?
That is correct. Yeah.
Are you? Do you guys have any strategies for this? Are you guys concerned at all, or what? What are you thinking going into the next round of playoffs now that you've gotten through the first?
I think the big thing is to just keep playing to our strengths. If we're going to try something new, we're going to be saving it as long as we possibly can. But as this series showed, we tried something new in game 1 and it didn't end up working out. I mean, it was unbelievably close, don't get me wrong, but we just ended up sticking to our guns in the last 2 games, played what we were familiar with. We have way more picks that we're familiar with than can be banned, so it's not too hard to just consistently do that. So we just played it safe, kept traditional to our team, and it ended up working out really well.
Okay.
So you say that game number 1 was a less comfortable map. It seemed like a bunch of relatively standard hero picks. What is unconventional about that as far as Tickle Me Tassadar's play is concerned?
We had a lot less emphasis on globals for one, which is one of the prime reasons that we even go on that map. We were debating doing something like almost a pseudo Juice Pirates, in the sense of you only do it long enough to just murk keeps and then just back off again. But we ended up opting against it. But all in all, just the picks, while conventional for the map, weren't super conventional for us. And then, like in game 2, again, you saw the Zeratul, which most people ban, and that's why we're very comfortable with that type of play. So we just tried to stick to that, and then just Rexar's a god on Dragonshire. So if you get him, you basically have lost a lane. So it's great.
Yeah, I have a question about some of that. Is TLV and Morales, were those target bans to limit TLV actually being played, and Juice Pirates perhaps?
Yeah, they were. We know that CCS likes to play cheesier stuff, or at least stuff that is not as traditional. So we did this same thing in the season when we played them as well. We banned Mrows. TLV was something we were a little more unsure about, and we're still sort of talking about it, but it's just something we wouldn't have put it past them to play. So we just figured, we'll just fight what we're more familiar with. It's easier that way. So we just banned it out.
Very good. And that Rexar pick, I believe you picked it in the 4th slot. Is that right? Did it?
Number 5, I believe,
Okay.
actually.
So if,
we
weren't. Yeah, we weren't last. We didn't have last pick. So yes, final rotation.
So if that is something that you feel so strongly about it, is there a reason why you waited so long to pick it up?
We had a few other priorities.
Very good.
There's other things that I can play, but we wanted to make sure that the 4-stack had a very strong lineup. We wanted to make sure we had the things we wanted, and we knew they had a lot of stuns. So something like Johanna or Anduin were a big deal there because they are very much anti-stun.
So speaking of Anduin and a lot of stuns, why did you go cinematography and not light bomb?
That's a good question. I will ask Bashing for you.
That also goes into game number 3. On Dragonshire, there was a phenomenal fight in the bottom lane objective area where you got a humongous gust from Falstad that sets up into a 3-person condemn, which ultimately I believe leads into 2 more kills. I'm reasonably convinced that a light bomb would have secured at least 1 more kill there, and cinematography never actually got a lot of value.
Yeah,
in really either of those maps.
I'm not super sure about game 2. We didn't really talk about it, at least in our own comms, so I can't speak for the reasoning. But game 2, at least, we did talk about it, and it was because of how limited the number of actual CC options they had were, and they couldn't really interrupt it, so it could sort of negate something like Lunara's dot damage or a big KT burst combo. It could prevent a lot of that, and they had very few means of actually stopping him from doing it. So we opted for that instead, and we already had a full combo and didn't need it. Like, even Mosh Pit was an accessory to it. Like, that was if we didn't kill them all already out of our Void combo. So
yeah, it gives you maybe a little bit of flexibility in case anything goes wrong. Like if you need to pull out, just pop it and they can't interrupt it, and you guys can reset and try again with the cooldowns. Maybe perhaps. But
yeah. There's still a case for light bomb for sure. That's generally what you'll see and usually what we end up taking, but a little bit different today.
No talent shaming, Ektar. I'm just
little bit late for that.
No, I mean, everybody has their own preference, and sometimes you have answers for some things. Sometimes it's just what you're more comfortable with or whatever. But you guys played really well, and you guys are moving on. So that's exciting. Is there anybody else in the division that you guys are looking out for? Looks like
Lurk Patrol.
Maybe he's just
feels good to be respected.
Maybe what Ektar is doing is just feeding you some false information for the next time you guys play at the end of this playoff season. Who knows?
Oh yeah, you should have heard us when we found each other in Storm League the other day.
Are you kidding? I was originally going to sign up to pick this series for scouting. Ace and I picked up the regular season game of these 2 teams playing for scouting. We also wanted to cast good games, and we thought these teams are probably going to provide good games, but that's ancillary to scouting.
You guys are crazy with all your scouting. Anyways,
in that vein, I do have just one more question.
Yes, shoot.
Yes.
When you had the opportunity, Serenian, you opted for map pick both times. Is that a general strategy for your team? You feel more comfortable on your maps than you feel you need to pick up high priority heroes, or?
Wouldn't you like to know? But in all seriousness, it depends heavily on the context or what we're intending to do. Some things really benefit from a first pick, whereas some strats we don't need that single priority pick. We'd rather have, like, say, a 3-way option where whatever they get first, if they take it, we can then take the other 2 things we want. So it's sort of it really does depend, and it varies.
You heard it here first. High level drafting strategy. It depends.
It clearly does. But it clearly worked out, and you guys will be moving on. thank you so much for answering our questions. We'll let you get out of here in just a second because I know this match has gone on for about 2 hours of solid play. Do you have any shout-outs before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out to CCS, everyone on the team, but especially Volkamer. I gotta give him a shout out. He's been a lot of fun screwing around together and memeing and hyping up games and stuff. That's been a blast. So thank you for that. That makes the whole season more fun. Shout out to my team. Thanks for coming together today, and especially thanks for keeping your cool after the loss in Game 1. Very important to do. It's very easy to end up snowballing off a loss and just losing. But then again, TMT reverse swept, I think, every game in the playoffs when they played last. So, yeah, and shout out to you guys. It was we had to reschedule, so it was a little bit last minute, but we really appreciate you being able to pick it up on short notice.
Our pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah, thanks for the exciting matchup and the great games, and we'll let you get on out of here so you can celebrate with your teammates. And congratulations one more time, sir.
All right, well, here's to many more throughout these playoffs.
Sounds good. We'll look forward to following where you guys go, especially. I know Hector will if you end up against Lurk Patrol.
Yeah, maybe not too many more.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, take care, you two.
Alrighty, you too. Thanks much.
Have a good one.
All right, Hector, let's get you back in here one more time. Why can't I call you? Oh, because I clicked on me. I can't call me. I can call you though. Boop. All right. Sorry, chickens. You're gonna have to get kicked out for a second. Boop. Much better. All righty. Well, thank you so much, Ektar, for coming in and doing your research. I mean, co-casting with me and keeping me company, entertained, and adding very, very nice analysis to the stream. I appreciate you.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. And do you have? Let's see. So we can find you on Twitch, twitch.tv/Ektar. You guys should go follow him over there and see what he is up to in the streaming neighborhood. I believe you have streamed some games recently for NGS, right?
I've casted a couple of games recently. I've done a couple of streams recently. My dog is grumbling at me. You can see that on my stream occasionally as well. But yeah, I've been doing a little bit more there than I had in the past.
Very good. Well, go find him over there. Anything you have before we head on out, sir?
I have two things.
Yes.
Thank you. I've been practicing really hard, and I want to show good games for all of my fans. Thank you. And
GG's indeed. You can follow me on Twitter if you want, @MoistWeenus. You can find me on twitch.tv/MoistWeenus. This has been an NGS Season 7 playoff game for Div C West. Tickle Me Tassadar taking the 2-1 over Can't Counterpick Stupid. So we will see you guys soon. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks everybody who was in chat. Thank you so much for the subscriptions and for the bits and for the raids. Oh my goodness, you guys are great. And thank you for the follows. I'll get you guys around soon. Have a good evening, and I'll catch you later.
And stay moist.
Oh, stay moist, my friends. Yes.